What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on the Sierra pickup truck again. I'm getting really tired of working on this truck. Most of the time I like working on stuff like this, but this thing just needs so many little things that it's just wearing me out. Anyway, we are still waiting for the stuff to come back from paint, and while we do that, I still have a few other things to tie up before I get those parts back, and that includes putting bed rails on, which some new bed caps, which you're going to see in just a second, to cover some of the imperfections in the paint. Then we're going to move on to some paint correction. And we're going to follow that up with some chip repair. So there's a ton of paint chips that you're going to see as well. So let's get started on the bed rails, and I'll show you kind of what I bought and what I've done.
So as you guys probably saw in the video where I removed all the glue, you can still see that this rail is pretty beat up, missing some paint in some spots and some other options that I just don't want to mess with. So I don't want to paint the whole bed, and really that's the only way to get it right. I thought about a spray-in bed liner. I just don't think I want to do that right now. And so what I chose to do was order some rail covers, so some bed rail covers. Now, the complaints I see on Amazon about these are that they blow off to add some extra tape. So I went ahead and added some 3M tape kind of in between where the put it on from the factory. The other thing I did was, this truck before, somebody had drilled holes to mount the old one, so I matched up those holes and re-drilled this new one. That's not something the factory does, but since the holes were already there, I thought that's just added security to keep it down. So what I'm going to do is clean this rail off really good. And I did order the ones without stake pockets, which I will list this down below. They're pretty cheap, like 70 bucks shipped. And I've already got the other side installed. Looks really good. I did go ahead and put screws in it. Like I said, it's not the way the factory calls to do this, but it's just added security to keep this thing on. So let's get this other one on.
Now, once I got the bed rails on, I moved on to paint correction, which you're going to see next. Sorry I didn't show you the process of putting those on. I did film it, but for some reason it got erased. And it seems to happen to me quite often. I don't know what the deal was. But anyway, we're going to move on to some paint correction.
So here's what we're starting with. You can see that I've done a little bit on the hood, but there's a ton of oxidation and acid rain etching on this thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to start on the fender. Of course, we're going to do the whole truck, but the first thing I'm going to do is clean this with, obviously wash the car, but I'm going to clean it with a clay bar and some quick detailer to just knock all the extra stuff that we don't want in the buffer off. And that's kind of the first step. After going over it with the clay bar, hopefully you guys can see how much acid rain etching it still has. So obviously you have a lot of work to do. So what I'm going to do now is go to some M105 and my Griot's Garage 6-inch DA, and I'll list this stuff down below, but I'm going to use a microfiber pad with this stuff, and it's pretty aggressive, so I'm going to go over it a couple times. Now, one of the things some people like to do is they like to tape up the area so they don't get compound in it. You always want to tape off your plastic areas. Like I'm going to tape off this, and I probably won't tape off the gaps because I already have some compound in there from somebody cleaning this vehicle before, so it's not as important to me. But I'm going to show you guys what it looks like after a couple passes. So just one pass with the M105 and that microfiber, we were able to get quite a bit of this out from the chrome rubbing before. But we'll go down the ledge here and you can see where I stopped right there. So you can see how marred up the paint is. And then it cleans up quite a bit here. So huge difference. It's really, really hard to see, guys. I'm sorry I don't have better lighting, but so we're going to keep going. So I'm going to probably make 2 passes on each section, and you kind of want to split it up into 2-foot sections. And I'm by no means the greatest paint corrector, but you're able to take out a ton of imperfections with just this cheap DA from Griot's. It's just amazing how much better you can make paint look. This from what it was before, for sure. You can see there the difference. But anyway, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go over each area twice, and then we're going to move to a different product, and I'll show you that next. Just like 2 quick passes, maybe 15 minutes of work here, and I sped it up so you guys obviously don't want to see real time, but about 15 minutes of work here. I've done this fender. Now I've went over it twice, and everything that I wanted to get out for the most part came out, with the exception of the spot where the chrome rubbed, which generally the rule of thumb is if you can grab it with your nail, you're not going to be able to take it out. So obviously that is not going to come out. So I'm going to switch to the next compound, which it's a little too dark tonight, but thankfully because it's a video I can stop and start whenever I want, so you guys will see the next step right now. All right, new day, more daylight. You can see that we've got that corrected as much as possible with the M105 and the microfiber pad. So now we're going to move on to a orange pad, an orange foam pad, and some M205 to take out any imperfections that we put in with the M105. Now, sorry it's super windy out here, but I'll show you the process. This one's a little easier. The M105 is kind of hard to take off, especially if it gets dry. The M205 is way easier, and sometimes you don't even know what's going on. It's just so smooth. So that's the next step. We're going to put the M205 on, and then we're going to follow up with some paint chip fixing. So you can see right there, got one there, and then the whole bottom of this truck, it's been driven down a rock road. So we're gonna have to fix all of those paint chips, and I'll show you what the process is of that is going to be after we get done going over this with the M205. Look at the difference. It is incredible how much correction you can get out of just 2 products, 2 different pads, and a really cheap buffer. So now I'm going to do the rest of the truck. Then, like I said, we're going to show you exactly how I'm going to touch up this paint, what I'm going to use, because there's a ton. Obviously, there's a ton of chips, and I'm not going to touch these up one little piece at a time. I'm going to be using a new product that I've never used before. So let me get the rest of this done, and I will show you what we're going to do next. Got all that finished. Now we're going to move on to fixing all those chips in the paint. So obviously this truck's been driven down a dirt road. We are going to be using Dr. Color Chip. I'll list a link down below where you can get this. You can buy it from Amazon. Of course, you're going to have to put your color in, but I will list a link down below where you can get it. So how this works is it comes with paint. You cannot use factory touch-up paint or paint you would buy at O'Reilly's or your manufacturer. You have to use their paint. And then it comes with Seal-Ax, so you use this to fill the chip, and then this actually takes all the excess off. So you can use the method where you use a little dropper and drop into a chip, but we're going to be on the side of the vehicle, so we're going to use the squeegee method. Now I got the squeegee kit, comes with 2 different squeegees. So essentially you put paint on the squeegee or on the side of the vehicle, and you smear it into the crack or chip, whatever you have, and then at about 2 minutes you go back with the Seal-Ax and just lightly rub over it. Takes everything off except the chip. Obviously if you rub hard enough it will get in the chip, but you're wanting to be nice and flat when you're rubbing this off. But I'm going to show you the process anyway. I've already done this on the bed, and it makes a huge difference. Even if you don't cover the chip completely, it puts paint in the chip, so it makes it almost undetectable. So let's get started on this. So we're going to start here on the cab of the truck. Like I said, I've already done the bed of the truck, and it looks really good. So I'm going to, I like using the little dropper that they give you. It just makes it easier in trying to squeeze paint out of this. You can get a little more precise. But what I do, because I'm on the bottom side of the truck and it's curved, is I'm actually going to be squirting out of this dropper onto the squeegee itself. So it makes it a little bit easier to control. It's not all dripping on the ground. You are still going to get a few drips, but trying to, you know, drop that in on this angle makes it a little difficult. So we're going to be using that dropper onto the squeegee that you're going to see here. Look at the difference just in the door. I don't know if you guys can see it, but the difference in the rock chips in the door and this just on the first coat. So now we're going to use this Seal Act, and what it does is it reactivates that paint. That's why you can't use any other paint other than what they give you. It reactivates this paint, making everything just wipe off other than what is in the actual chip itself. So after going over it for a couple minutes, just brushing it back and forth, you can see the difference in the chips and without. So huge difference. This stuff works incredibly well. The downside is it's taking a ton of paint. So I'm probably gonna have to order another one of these kits, at least in this color. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around the truck and I'm gonna start with the stuff up top, like this guy, and then maybe work with that rock chips later. But I really want, it works on regular chips as well, so you don't have to use the squeegee. If you watch the videos, they'll actually say put it in front of the chip and then smear it in with your thumb. And so I'm going to do that process probably. I mean, I like the squeegee process the best. It's the easiest, but I'm going to go around the truck and do the entire truck, and then I'll kind of show you some before and after shots as I'm going.
Well guys, as you can see, the truck is starting to come together. I know, like I said at the first of the video, I am getting kind of tired of working on this truck, but I don't know, I guess maybe it's just not as exciting as doing performance modifications anyway. But anyway, I hope you liked this video. Hopefully it was informative. A couple of you guys on Instagram were asking about, you know, what I did to paint correct the truck, because I posted a couple pictures up, and I wanted to make a video on that, as well as a touch up, and of course those bed rails. And well, if you like this video, guys, please smash that thumbs up button. And like always, if you're not subscribed, please consider go down there and subscribing. If you do subscribe, hit the bell icon. That way you're notified every time I put a new video out. And check out the next video, because I'm going to be putting some new parts on.